The day she left, she didn't even close the door. Suitcases lined the porch like soldiers waiting for command. Her family stood behind her, 6 of them, eyes low, pretending shame while secretly celebrating. "I'm leaving," she said. "For good this time." Her voice didn't shake. That told me she'd already left me long before that morning. The slam of the taxi door was the last piece of truth I heard for months. We met 12 years ago, at a wedding of all places. She wore gold that caught every light in the room. When she smiled, it felt like the world had chosen me for once. We built everything together, the house, the business, the dreams. I believed we were partners. She believed I was her stepping stone. It started small, late-night work calls, a sudden obsession with travel. I didn't confront her. I watched. That's how you learn the truth. Not by asking, but by watching what people do when they think you're blind. The first confirmation came through a slip of her tongue. She called me by his name. She froze mid-sentence and pretended it was nothing. That trembling pause was everything. She thought she was careful, deleting messages, whispering in the bathroom, keeping her phone face down. Patterns don't lie. I traced everything quietly. A shared flight itinerary, hidden messages stored in cloud backups, photos, him, a man she'd once introduced as a distant cousin from abroad. Distant, yes. Cousin, no. When I discovered the wedding plans, I didn't break down. I smiled. In betrayal, there's opportunity if you know how to use it. I moved with precision. Step 1. Sell the house. Legally, it was under my name. Years earlier, she'd convinced me to add her as a co-owner for trust. What she didn't know was that I'd changed it back months after the first signs. Trust, it turns out, is best served revoked. I sold it quietly through a friend's agency. Cash in full. Then I transferred the ownership documents and the proceeds into a new company she didn't know existed. Step 2. Vanish her life digitally and financially. I wiped our joint accounts. I closed cards. I liquidated the business she used as her playground. Every account with her signature was frozen, legally sound, perfectly timed. Then I waited. 2 months later, she left for abroad. The same man waited there. Her 6 family members followed. The plan was simple. She'd divorce me from overseas, marry him, and return to live happily ever after in the house I built. I received her divorce notice the same week she posted their engagement photos. The irony was almost poetic. She filed for freedom right after signing her own ruin. I didn't fight the divorce. I agreed instantly. I signed everything. I made it easy for her. That was what she wanted, my compliance. But every signature I gave was a step deeper into the trap I had built beneath her. Months later, they came back. Not for me, for the house. They expected to find it where they had left it. The white gates, the garden she bragged about, the marble floors she called her empire. When they arrived, there was nothing. No gate, no house. Just an empty plot of land, cleared, fenced, and marked sold. She stood there, suitcase still in hand, staring at the ground as if the earth itself had betrayed her. Her lover tried to ask questions, but I watched from my car across the street, silent, patient. One of her brothers called me, voice shaking. "Where's the house?" he asked. "My house?" I said calmly. "You mean the one I sold 6 months ago?" Silence. Then panic. Then realization, her face. I'll never forget that blend of confusion, regret, and raw disbelief. She understood too late that she'd left me holding the knife. But I'd used it differently. Not for blood, for precision. She tried to fight legally, of course. Emotional manipulation, joint ownership, fraud. But her signatures were all there. Her approval on every document. Her absence during every transaction. She'd left willingly. She abandoned all claims in the divorce and walked right into her own eraser. Her lover was gone within a week. As soon as he realized there was no money, no property, no future, he disappeared. She had crossed oceans for him. He couldn't even cross the street for her. Her family turned on her one by one, each blaming her for the downfall they helped orchestrate. They'd all tasted the promise of wealth. Now they tasted dust. Last week she came to see me alone. She stood at my gate, my new house smaller but mine alone, and said, "I never thought you'd be capable of this." I looked her in the eye and replied, "You never thought I'd be capable of anything." She wanted to argue, to scream, to apologize, but her words dissolved. I could see the weight of it finally sinking in. The realization that she'd gambled everything for a man who vanished and lost everything to the man she underestimated. She left without another word. This time she closed the gate. People say revenge is poison. Maybe it is. But tell me, when someone burns your home to the ground, isn't it justice to hand them the ashes they created? I didn't destroy her life. I simply removed myself from it and watched what remained collapse under its own lies. Now when I pass that empty plot where our house once stood, I don't feel anger. I feel peace. Sometimes the most satisfying revenge isn't what you take from them. It's what they lose on their own once you finally walk away.